What's up, guys? Grumpsy here. It's been a while. Taking a look today at the War Within beta for Resto Shaman, and kind of pretty exciting stuff. I've been playing around on and off this week on the beta because it's kind of a shitty Mythic Plus week on retail, and so we're testing stuff out. Now, if you don't know, we've been given these two new hero talent trees, and there was a lot of hubbub about these two, kind of people really being doomer about them and saying Resto Shaman is getting shafted once again. Initially, this Farseer one came out first, right? And people were kind of like, it's just RNG. It's not going to be that good. I actually really like how this has panned out so far on the beta, and a lot of the things I was worried about are kind of pretty okay here, and the numbers seem to be okay. And the proc rate doesn't feel like you're getting, you're losing to RNG or anything like that. So let's test it out. Basically, the idea is when you cast Unleash Life, you have when you cast Unleash Life, you will summon a little ancestor that will copy your spells, basically. And then you also have a chance to proc new ancestors when you cast Riptide if you take this talent, right? So you can kind of get two and sometimes even three of them out at the same time. So let's see, I'll press Unleash Life and one spawns, and let's see if I can get another one here. Okay, we got another one, and basically, as you see here, it's kind of copying my spells. I actually only had one out at that point. But pretty interesting here. And the uptime on having this guy out is pretty high, as long as you're keeping your Riptides out, right? You have a good chance at procking at least two out at any given time, and you see it's casting spells alongside me, and pretty good for damage. If you use this with Stormkeeper, you have a lot of burst damage as well. As you see, it's now casting on random target, right? But the idea in a Mythic Plus is that, and I'll show you some footage later. The idea in a Mythic Plus is that you pull a pack and you proc a few ancestors, and then you start pumping.
Oh, we got two ancestors. There goes the chain lightning. Bro, look at this. Look at this. I wish I had damage meters.
I think this one is actually what we want to use in Mythic Plus, and this is going to be what we end up using in Raid. And I'll show you why later as we look at the beta, the keys footage in a bit. But yeah, so that's kind of Farseer. I think plenty videos have been made about what this talent tree does, so I'm not going to go into detail here. But I think it'd be more interesting if we just go and look at it in practice. One thing to note here is I'm gonna attack some dummies for a little bit. We actually have 3 charges of Riptide here, and that comes from one of our Farseer talents, which is this one. And something I was thinking about before this all came out was, do we have enough time to even cast 3 Riptides? Is it kind of wasted to have 3 charges? And it's actually not. As you see here, if I press Riptide a bunch, well, first of all, we got 2 ancestors out now, so let's see what happens when we... Isn't that cool, guys? Like, we got 3 little dudes casting Chain Lightning, Stormkeeper empowered Chain Lightning on the pack. I actually got to remove this in a second, but... Yeah, so what I'm wondering with this build, with this Farseer tree, is whether or not we're going to be running more haste than we're used to, because there's a lot of globals now that, we want to press, and we actually want to cast more spells because we have this little Farseer dude, right? So it's kind of compounding. The more spells we can cast, the more Farseers we get, the more procs we get, etc. It's kind of a snowball effect. So I'm wondering if haste is going to be something more valuable to us if we're taking the Farseer build. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. Let's take a look at Totemic now, and this is actually kind of new to me. I haven't really looked at this yet, but it was really interesting when I took it into the dungeons, and basically what happens is you are replacing your healing rain with something called Surging Totem. So rejoice, you don't have to cast Healing Rain anymore, guys. However, this one, and let me actually change this build to this, to High Tide. So this one I think is actually going to be more raid-oriented, or if you're doing a Mythic Plus instance that requires a lot of kind of steady healing. And one of the main issues with this is you are not able to press Healing Rain at a targeted location. So what Surging Totem does is it summons a totem that casts Healing Rain for you, but it casts it on a random friendly target. And I still need to test whether or not it's like a closest target or if it's truly random. So if I press it here, see it went on this guy's imp. Now, it'll recast it every 8 seconds, which is good. As you see, it just moved. I didn't press anything, right? Healing Rain just moved over there, and it's going to move again here in about 2 seconds. So you get 3 Healing Rain procs for this one totem cast. This totem doesn't cost that much mana, right? It costs about 10% of our mana. I'm going to press it again here. It costs about 10% mana. You get 3 free Healing Rains from it. So that's really good. But that makes me think it's more of a raid thing, because in a Mythic Plus, as we'll look at the footage, we want Healing Rain to be on the enemies, right? We're not using Healing Rain as a healing spell for a lot of the time. We're using it as a damage spell with Acid Rain. So this is kind of awkward in Mythic Plus, where we're fighting a pack and Healing Rain is like over here behind us. It's kind of awkward.
This hero build is really cool, except for the fact that I can't target where I'm placing Healing Rain anymore, which is not as cool.
Oh,
But everything about it is very
another Halkias fight.
Anyway, the cool thing about this build is when you have Surging Totem down, pretty much any totem you press casts an automatic chain heal for you. So I'm pressing 2 Cloud Bursts here. It's going to chain heal. Healing Tide also casts a chain heal. Mana Tide also casts a chain heal. And chain heal bounces farther with this build, or I think has an extra bounce with this build as well. So it's interesting, again, really buffing chain heal in general with this totemic build. However, I was really having issues when I was doing keys with Healing Rain not being on the enemies, which is very, very crucial for us, right? A large part of our Mythic Plus damage is from Acid Rain, and so if Healing Rain is kind of going on random targets, it's really kind of awkward to play. So in my best guess is this will be used sometimes in Mythic Plus, but I think this is more of the raid build, whereas Farseer is more of the Mythic Plus build, which is interesting to me because I thought it might be the opposite. But this one, you actually have a little bit more control of how things are going, and this is kind of more, probably a little more efficient. You have a lot of passive healing here from the random chain heals. As you see, and any Cloud Burst is going to cast a chain heal, and also you have a little bit extra bounce here on your chain heal. Anyway, yeah, I was just going to play some... we did some beta keys with my buddies the other day, and I was just going to play some footage from those keys. The dungeons are really, really cool, guys. So if you have the beta, I would, it's really a terrible week on retail, and, just hop into beta and test the keys out. I think I found them all to be quite a lot of fun. So.
Did not know that was going to happen.
Oh no. I did not know he was gonna do that. I just didn't.
Is it rage now of some kind? This will die.
This
All
boss
damage
is...
decreased by
what the fuck,
75%. And the corpse is pulsing, so you actually want to kill them evenly, it looks like.
Or you just go away from the corpse. We're taking massive damage right now. Pop defensive.
You got to tell me before. Oh, God.
No. Dude, do we go in the circle?
Oh, yeah. I guess we gotta get in the real circle. And then we gotta kick the web rep. Oh my god. What is this, fucking Fortnite? Thunderstorm. Maybe
Why am I
it's,
baiting you guys?
Now
Oh, there it
the
is.
Maybe it's at
darkness
50%.
comes. Where do we
Off
go?
the
Where do we go? Where do we go?
Get off. Just get off.
Just
Get
fly
off
around.
The boat.
Okay.
The yellow balls are just vigor.
I'm out of vigor.
Where'd you just go? So it just explodes?
Yeah,
Wait,
and then back on the
what?
platform. Rinse, repeat.
Are you sure I have to kite?
I mean, you could try and fake tank it one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you running away from me?
You're gonna die, dude. Yeah. Man.
Anyway, yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Definitely hop on the beta if you have access to it and test this stuff out. It has my endorsement so far. I'm pretty happy with both of these talent trees so far. Now we'll have to see how it works when it's live, right? When the stuff is scaled properly. I will say on the beta, the keys are kind of scaled pretty weird, where it doesn't feel like your heals are doing a whole lot. At the same time, it does feel like we're taking a lot of damage. So the scaling seems to be a little bit off, but hopefully they get it sorted out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I have been streaming quite a lot, so if you want to watch live keys, it's twitch.tv/grumpsy_gaming, and I'll put it in the description below. Having a good season so far, so if you are interested in watching retail keys, definitely hop in there. I stream pretty regularly these days. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching, guys. Any questions, any comments you guys have on these new talent trees, please leave a comment below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions anybody has.